We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. Bhishma Dev is on his deathbed, means on the bed of arrows, and now he wants to disappear from this world. So he is offering prayers to Lord Krishna and fixing his mind on him. Last time we heard that for his sake, Krishna even broke his promise to not lift any weapon during Kurukshetra war, but Bhishma also promised, I will make him take weapon. To Duryodhana he promised. So in order to keep the word of Bhishma Dev true, Krishna took weapon to fulfill the desire of his devotee. Shita Vishika Hato Vishirna Dangsha Kshataja Paripluta Atatai Nome Prasabam Abhisasaramat Vadartham Sabhavatu Me Bhagavan Gatir Mukunda. May he, Lord Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead who awards salvation, be my ultimate destination. On the battlefield he charged me as if angry because of the wounds dealt by my sharp arrows. His shield was scattered and his body was smeared with blood due to the wounds. Only Krishna can give liberation. Krishna says in Gita, Devi Hyesha Gunamaya Mama Mayadurate Mam Eva Je Prapadante Maya Metantarantite. Only one who will surrender to me can be rescued from this Maya. There are Gyanis and yogis. They, by their heart austerity, they think they became fully liberated. Brahma said in that verse in Bhagavatam, 2nd chapter, 10th canto, they are thinking they are liberated. Vimukta maninas, they are thinking, but they are not. Their intelligence is impure, abhishuddha buddhaya. Why? Because they think we got this by our own effort. By my own austerity I got it. But the thing is that Krishna is the giver of all fruits. If someone does not admit this or realize this, he thinks he's fully independent, then he will have to lose that. That is why Gyanis and Yogis, those who don't accept the service of Krishna after thinking they are being liberated, they will have to fall down again into Maya and even more down than they were before to get that lesson. They will understand there is some superior force than us. That is why yogis also, they are not fully free of fear. They always fear fall down. Maya may come like this. But devotees, in that verse it is said, those who surrender to Madhava, they can move in this world without any fear, stepping on the heads of those who put impediments, leaders of the impediments. They fearlessly put their feet on their head, means they cannot do anything to them. Like Dhruva, when he was going to ascend to that airplane for Vaikuntha, he also stepped on the head of death. So devotees, those are fully protected by Supreme Lord, taking his shelter, they only have no fear. But Gyanis, Yogis, they have fear of falling down, and really they fall down if they commit this offense to Supreme Lord. So this Mukunda name is here in this verse. Mukti Dadati, one who can give liberation. Krishna is giving all the fruits. That is why we cannot complain against anyone. It is only Krishna who gives the fruits. And if we no, Krishna is all good, then we will not be disturbed if we have devotion to Krishna. But if not, then always we will be disturbed. No matter what we will gather in this world, it is all temporary. It will be taken away from us. We cannot change this. Even this body will be taken from us. Everything. So we should become attached to Krishna. We have our eternal relation with Krishna. That is eternal relation. That is only actual relation. All these worldly relations, they are all temporary. They have no existence. Inevitably, they will finish. So here, Bhishma Dev is saying, he is the giver of liberation, means he is accepting Supreme Lord. That is why they do not fall down, devotees. But Gyanis, yogis, they fall down. Because of not adoring the lotus feet of Supreme Lord. Brahma told in Bhagavatam. And he may be my ultimate destination. Not any worldly property, not any worldly things, no any liberation, but his service. I want his service. And here on the battlefield, that was like a lila, like in a football match. Two friends, they're fighting, they are playing against each other. They're in normal life, they're friends, but for the sake of playing, they divide into two parties and they will play. Rivalry will be there. Sometimes they may become angry, also everything. But it is all a play. Like that here, Bhishma also did his play on that Kurukshetra. So he also fought against Krishna, but that was Lila. Before it was explained. So now he is telling the real thing, that I want his service. Buddhists also, they realize this, that by meditation, that Siddhartha Gautam Buddha realized everything is temporary. And if I become attached to temporary thing, surely I will have to suffer. Surely. So his ultimate goal means to become detached from this material energy, all the time changing, then you can be free of suffering. And that is true, but that is not ultimate destination for Jiva. Jiva is meant to be in a relation with Krishna and his personal associates, devotees, and all Jivas also, but in relation to Krishna, not on bodily platform, not in ignorance, and not for any separate exploitation desire. Otherwise we'll have to suffer. Krishna is giving the fruit. No one can escape. Whatever action we are doing, Krishna will give us the fruit. So we should not complain and should not be surprised when we get suffering. It is because of our own actions. We are doing wrong actions. Krishna told, our Gurudev told, if you don't want to love Krishna as your son, you will get non-eternal son, you will have to suffer separation grief. If you don't want to serve Krishna as your master or as your friend, you will get non-eternal master, non-eternal. All relations are there with Krishna, but if we don't accept that, then Maya will offer us this, and inevitably there will be separation grief. And we should not be surprised or complain why this is so. It is already like that, fixed. Krishna says in Gita, whoever is born will die. Sure, one who dies, he will be born for conditioned souls. But we should come out from this by realizing our eternal relation with Krishna with the help of bona fide Guru. Bijaya Rata Kutumba Ata Totre Drita Hayarashmi Tat Shri Ek Shanye Bhagavati Astu Me Mumurshor Yam Iha Niriksha Hata Gatah Swa Rupam. At the moment of death, let my ultimate attraction be to Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver of Arjuna, who stood with a whip in his right hand and a bridle rope in his left, who was very careful to give protection to Arjuna's chariot by all means. Those who saw him on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original forms after death, Swarupam. So, Bhishma Dev is teaching us here, but also there is one point. If we practice during our life concentration on Krishna, service of Krishna, then at the time of death, we will also remember him. But we should not think like that. Let me now enjoy worldly things all the time. I will enjoy. And at the time of death, just I will think of Krishna and it will be okay. That is insincerity. It is like someone thinking, let me do sinful activities. Then in the evening, I will just chant Maha Mantra and all my sinful activities will be destroyed. They will not be, because he is insincere. He is committing offense. Like that, if someone is thinking, oh, let me enjoy, then at the time of death, everything is okay, I will remember Krishna. It will not happen. What you practice throughout your life, that will come in your mind. And also, especially not because this is intentionally doing something against. But it may be true. Like, for example, one devotee, during his life, he got to like high stage of devotion, like bhav. He already realized his eternal form, and in relation to Krishna Swarup Siddhi, he realized for him there is no question that at the time of death he will not think of Krishna, because already in this life he's all the time thinking of Krishna. There is no change for him. All the time he's thinking of Krishna. He will only see how his body will drop down by the grace of Supreme Lord. So there is no question for him. But even it may happen, some sincere sadhaka, he may not be fully pure. He may not achieve sadhana siddhi during this life. But he's sincerely practicing. He's not thinking, let me enjoy and later I will think of Krishna. No, he's practicing now. So he may not have constant remembrance of Krishna during his life. His mind may be diverted due to past bad habits and everything, but because he is sincerely practicing, it may be possible that at the time of death, Krishna will come to him so that that devotee can have that concentration of him. That is Krishna's mercy to his sincere sadhaka. So, from our side, we have to do sincere sadhana from now. Immediately we have to start and only think of serving Krishna, not about mukti or this and that. Then everything is all right by the grace of Krishna. Even if we will not perfect our bhajan in this life, if we were sincerely practicing, Krishna will give us opportunity in next life in association of devotees or in a house of devotees will be born. You will continue if you sincerely practiced. and maybe it will take few lifetimes, but ultimately we'll go to Krishna. That is the only thing worth practicing for, working for, not for other things. So I saw our devotee. He, in this life, he was born next door to our mat in Tezpur Gauriya Mat in Assam. Because you cannot be born in the mat, there are sannyasis, brahmacharis. But he was born next door in the house, and since birth he's visiting our mat. And now he's very young, but he's playing mridanga, doing arati, doing deity worship, cooking, everything he's doing as a young boy. And I felt he's really a sadhu. It means surely in previous life he was practicing, so Krishna gave him this, so he's just continuing. Although his body is very young, but his mood is like a sadhu, like some advanced sadhu. So like that. So here, Bhishma is telling, I am praying for this, that at the moment of death, I may have ultimate attraction to Krishna, not to anything else. And how he is concentrating on the chariot driver of Arjuna, because that is very beautiful form of Krishna. We heard that Brahmin who was reading Bhagavad Gita in South India, not knowing Sanskrit, but his guru told him, this is not ordinary sound, it is not Sanskrit, it is transcendental sound. It is coming from the lotus mouth of Krishna, so it is not different from him. So every day you should recite that Gita, then you do take prasad in this. So he was doing based on the faith in Guru and Krishna. That verse is there in Canto Upanishad. Yasya deva para bhaktir jata deva tata guru tasete katita hyarta prakashante mahatmana. That meaning of Shastra will be revealed to a person who has equal devotion to Krishna as well as to bona fide Guru. That meaning of Shastra will be revealed. So here we have practical example. Not knowing Sanskrit. Shastra is in Sanskrit, but he did not know. But he got darshan of Krishna. Why? Because of his devotion. So when Mahaprabhu asked him, why you are crying? You don't understand the meaning? He said, yes, I don't understand the meaning, but I'm reading because my Guru ordered me, so that time I'm getting darshan of Krishna, that how the Supreme Lord, the master of innumerable Vaikuntha planets, master of innumerable material universes, that Supreme Lord infinite, that he is subdued by devotion of his devotee, he becomes subordinate to him. He has such affection for his devotees that Arjuna is ordering him, you take my chariot there in the middle, and Krishna, here Bhishma is thinking, in one hand Krishna is holding whip for the horses. Yes, in right hand whip, bič, mi kažemo in Slovenian, and in left hand bridle, that is rein, vajeti in Slovene language. So he's subdued by devotion of Arjuna. So that is very beautiful for us. So this Brahmin, he said, when I get darshan of this form of Krishna, I cannot stop my crying. How affectionate he is. Who is he in reality, and how he is affectionate to his devotees, becoming subordinate, then I cry. Then Mahaprabhu told, your reading of Gita is right reading of Gita. You got a real fruit of reading Gita, it is successful. There were Brahmins, other Brahmins there, they knew Sanskrit very much, perfectly, and perfect pronunciation, everything. They were reading it, but they were proud. They were laughing at this person. Why you are reading? You first you learn Sanskrit. You know nothing. Who are you? Like this, they had pride. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not go to listen from them. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to listen from this Brahmin who had faith in Guru and in Krishna. And he got darshan of Krishna, and Mahaprabhu said, you are successful. Your reading of Gita is successful. Meaning is revealed. It is not theoretically you will understand by dictionary meaning. And then this Brahmin, he was so fortunate because of his devotion that he understood that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are Krishna himself. Because I know when I get darshan of Krishna in my heart, when I'm reading Gita, I feel transcendental bliss. That transcendental bliss is different from anything of this world. Any physical or mental or intellectual pleasure or development, I know what is the difference, what is transcendental bliss in serving Krishna and what are other things. So I am getting that same bliss, transcendental bliss, when seeing you now in front of me. So I know, I can recognize. One, like for example, also one sadhu cannot recognize another sadhu. Means one sadhu can recognize. One who is not sadhu cannot recognize because he has no capacity. But one who is real devotee of Krishna, he can recognize another real devotee of Krishna. Like here, he could recognize you are Krishna because same transcendental bliss I'm getting. It is of different category. But I'm getting double. So I know you are Krishna. Then Mahaprabhu said, yes, I'm Krishna. It's that same Krishna whom I'm driving. I'm driving Arjuna. Then that Brahmin was overwhelmed and fell down unconscious. Then Mahaprabhu made him come back to senses, and he said, but you don't tell to anyone now. Later this truth will be revealed, not now, because then some disturbance to Lila will come. So he said, don't tell to anyone. So how it is possible? He does not know Sanskrit. How he can? And Supreme Lord, who is in the heart of everyone, he knows the actions of everyone. He showed this pastime to prove that word of Upanishad. Meaning will be revealed to one who has devotion to Krishna and Guru, bona fide Guru. He had firm belief in his Guru and firm belief that really this is transcendental sound. It is coming from Krishna's lotus mouth, it is transcendental sound. So we got darshan. So here Bhishma is meditating on this form, who was very careful to give protection to Arjuna's chariot by all means. Those who saw him on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original forms after death. There in Vedanta Sutra you will find that one can get liberation by transcendental knowledge. And that transcendental knowledge can be had by darshan of Krishna, but then it is explained that there are two types of darshan of Krishna. One is on karma level. Someone made so many pious activities and he was born at that time and he saw Krishna, and he will get further material benefit. But those who are devotees, they have transcendental knowledge, they recognize him and they worship him, they will get liberation. And also those who are demons, who are killed by him, they will also get liberation because Krishna will kill their gross and subtle body, and with their Atma, they will feel mercy of Krishna, and they will see him now in proper light, so they will have attraction for him, they will become inclined to him, feeling his mercy. Then because of that newborn love for Krishna, because of that they are liberated also. There Baladev Vidabhushan taught, otherwise so many there will be problem with so many scriptural evidences. They say one cannot be liberated unless with transcendental knowledge. So he explained in this way. There is one song also, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. জীবন সমাপ্তি কালে করিব ভজন এবে করি গৃহ সুখ. At the end of my life, I will do bhajan. Now I will enjoy griha sukh, happiness of household life. Later I will do. After, then I will go to Vrindavan. I will do bhajan. But now let me enjoy. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said the intelligent person does not speak like this. And then what he wants to do to pay back all the debts to all parents and all others, I will work very hard and for this and that. Later I will do bhajan. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, no, that intelligent person will not say, who can guarantee how long you will live? How long you will live? Who can guarantee you will get again human birth? There is no guarantee. So why you are wasting? And by serving Krishna, you will fulfill all your duties to everyone. And you will get real happiness, real fulfillment. That there is no, that is all temporary. You will have to get suffering because of that. So whole song is there. Very nice from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. One time maybe I can read. So here Bhishma Dev, he is already a devotee. He is Mahabhagavat, that Mahajan. But he is teaching us that we have to concentrate on Krishna. Lalita Gati Vilasa Valguhasa Pranaya Nirikshana Kalpito Rumana Krita Manu Krita Vatya Unmadan Dha Prakritim Agan Kilayasya Gopavadva. Let my mind be fixed upon Lord Shri Krishna, whose motions and smiles of love attracted the damsels of Brajadham, Gopis. The damsels imitated the characteristic movements of the Lord after his disappearance from the rasa dance. So now he is also meditating on this form of Krishna. In Madhurja form, that is superior. With Gopis, he attracted them, and then he also disappeared from rasa dance. Then Gopis to console themselves, to get solace. They were feeling transcendental pain of separation from Krishna. At that time they were chanting his glories and also imitating his pastimes to get remembrance of him. Krishna did like this, Krishna killed Putana, all these different pastimes they were imitating. Not as a Mayavadis imitating, but to get remembrance of him as servants, not as imitating. I remember now once Jayapataka Maharaj, he met one in Puri, one Mayavadi, and he had deity of Radha Krishna, and he said that Mayavadi, I am same. I am that same as Radha Krishna. I am Supreme Lord. Then Jayapataka Maharaj told, then why Krishna is young, Radharani, they are always young, and you are old and ugly. Then he said, that is my lila, like that. So then Jayapataka Maharaj understood he's a mad person, so you cannot tell him anything. Already he's mad, means in illusion, Mayavadi, total illusion. But he said, no, that is my lila, I am old. So the type of imitation or thinking, I am doing lila of Mayavadi, or imitation of the gopis, of pastimes of Krishna, to get his remembrance, to get solace for that. That's from that separation grief. They are totally different thing. That is why we are not allowed to go through these pastimes before being qualified for that. We may misunderstand in many ways that we can enjoy like Krishna and gopis, or we may think we can imitate like Mayavadis. So, misconception. But here, Bhishmadev is having proper meditation. We can meditate on Krishna, but by bona fide description made by Shastra and made by realized acharyas, those descriptions we may meditate. But under the guidance of Gurudev, when he will give. Generally, in the beginning, it is better to think of install deities of Radha Krishna by pure devotee. Then further it may come, or some, that is a kind of practice, it is also bona fide practice, but it may not always be necessary if Guru does not give such practice, because naturally the form of Krishna will be revealed when you will chant Harinam without offenses. Automatically it will be revealed all pastimes, everything. But there is also bona fide Smaran system if Guru gives, but those descriptions must be bona fide, and disciple must think of that in proper way. Munigon Nripa Varya Sankulentah Sadasi Yudhishthir Rajasuya Esham Arhanam Upapeda Ikshaniyo Mama Drishi Gochara Esha Avir Atma. At the Rajasuya Yagya performed by Maharaj Yudhishthir, there was a greatest assembly of all the elite men of the world, the royal and learned orders, and in that great assembly, Lord Shri Krishna was worshipped by one and all as the most exalted personality of Godhead. This happened during my presence, and I remembered the incident in order to keep my mind upon the Lord. So another pastime of Krishna also is appearing in him, so that his mind may be fixed. So this is very good. Rajasuya Yagya and assembly of elite men who are royal and learned orders. Royal and learned, the scientists, all the and big persons, elite men, but the main point is they worshipped Krishna. All they worshipped as the most exalted personality of God. This type of elite gathering is very good. But you have another elite gatherings, they are demoniac. They gather to discuss how they will exploit people. Like, I will say the word, sorry to say, but I will say Davos. That is demoniac gathering. Not this type of gathering. They are not worshipping Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead and thinking how to bring eternal welfare, all kinds of welfare, material, eternal, everything welfare for the people. They're thinking in this way, in this Rajaswaya. That is why Bhishmadev is thinking of that. But we should not think about these elite gatherings. They're making plans for some sinister, evil things. But we have to think of Krishna always. There is nothing wrong with elite and royal families and learned people, means those who have knowledge of science and everything. That is not, but target one has to see, because they are misusing their scientific, some knowledge, misusing for their selfish motives to exploit people, harm people. Suta Uvach. Krishna evam Bhagavati Manovag Drishti Vrittibhi Atmani Atmanam Aveshya So Antah Shvasa Uparamat. Suta Goswami said, thus Bhishmadev merged himself in the Super Soul, Lord Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, with his mind, speech, sight, and actions, and thus he became silent and his breathing stopped. Merged in him means fully absorbed in thinking of him, not becoming one, merged, not that way. So with everything, Sampadyamanam Agyaya Bhishmam Brahmani Nishkale Sarve Bhabuvuste Tushnim Vayam Siva Dinatyaye. Knowing that Bhishmadev had merged into the unlimited eternality of the Supreme Absolute, all present there became silent like birds at the end of the day. He left his body by his own will, entering into Krishna, means in his transcendental abode for his eternal service. So all saw this disappearance. That is perfect disappearance, perfect death. And they became silent. Even birds, they take rest. That is natural for material existence. We have to take rest. Not too much, not too less. Krishna is saying in Gita, because that is by nature. We should not eat too much, not too less, not sleep too much, also not too less. And work too much, not too less, or exercise too much, not too less. So that we have to have balance, so that we will not get disturbance from this body and we can have peaceful body and mind to engage ourselves in the service of Krishna. So these things also we have to consider and follow for the sake of Krishna. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you will find in Chaitanya Shikshamrita, he said that devotees should follow regulated life. According to Ayurveda principle, also you can have consultation. But our Gurudev told how much it is practically possible. you should not become fanatic. If some things are like in Ayurveda, they are prescribed, in Shastra, many things, and that is not always possible for devotees to follow because they also have other practices to do. But the essence and what is favorable for devotion and personalized, that we have to follow for the sake of service of Krishna. Even birds, they take rest. All animals, you will find they are living balanced life. Even you will find that bear who is sleeping, or some other animals also, tigers or some, I forgot now which, but one Ayurvedic doctor told me, they also by nature, that bear, when he wakes up after a long time sleeping, first thing he will do, he will eat certain type of plant in the forest to make natural virachanam, means to make natural purging out of toxins. Naturally he will do. He has no knowledge of Ayurveda, nothing. This we have, humans, Dhanvantari gave. But animals, naturally they will do, and some other animals also, and how they will treat, he will eat. And he told me that one from Sri Lanka, one doctor from family line, he told me, you can learn many Ayurveda from observing animals, what they are doing. By nature, they have this knowledge. How they will cure another's wound, or how, if this will happen, what they will do. And after so much sleeping, he will take that plant only first, not any other food. Then he will remove all stool and everything, all toxins from the body. Then he will do other things. So by nature, they have also taking rest. And so, but humans, we have to regulate our life for the service of Krishna. Tatra dundu bhayo nedur deva manava vaditaha shashank